Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Twinkle.
Yes, ma'am.
Twinkle, you are a student of commerce and accountancy.
Yes, ma'am.
Then suddenly you decided to become a civil servant.
Not, ma'am, suddenly. It was a process where I evaluated my personality and also the opportunities that I will get in UPSC, and then I decided upon pursuing the UPSC.
What opportunities are you looking at?
Ma'am, I was always tilted towards social services, and the scale and diversity, it cannot be compared with any other field. So I decided thereupon.
There are big NGOs.
But when the scale are limited, I have worked with one NGO for a drive, uh, for book donation drive, NGO Guzarish. But then I realized that the limited scope is there in NGO, and the functioning is also taking a huge time. Comparatively, if I pursue the same goal in UPSC, it could have a larger impact and across the larger sectors also. So that is one of the major aspect.
So tell me about few impacts you are envisioning in your journey.
Ma'am, the major impact I'm envisioning towards education, because the improvement is not required for policy, but it is required for enforcement particularly. Like certain enforcement for, we can say, the supervisory aspect. If it increase the learning output also. It have been proven various times by the studies. And apart from that, towards the women empowerment, I want to work in these two fields across my journey.
Women empowerment and education. You
Yes,
are
ma'am.
saying. What is the literacy rate for women in India?
Ma'am, in India, it is around 70%.
70% literacy rate for
Yes,
women?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is the definition of literate?
Ma'am, the basic definition of literate is that one person is able to read, understand and speak about which is written in some one language. That is, and to calculate the basic mathematical requirements.
No. When we are calculating the literacy rate of India, what is the definition of being a literate?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't know exact definition, but I know the concept.
So you are saying that how much literate one needs to be, which class they must be qualified for?
Up to 6th class.
Up to 6th class?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure about it?
I'm not sure, but it is probable 6th class.
You are guessing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you explore different interpretations of Ramayana.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about what are the other interpretations of Ramayana?
Ma'am, I have read 3 modern interpretations, which is Amish Ram series and Dina Mariam, the Untold Story of Sita, and Chitra Banerjee, the Forest of Enchantment. I'm looking towards the Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas, and there have been many versions. These are the interpretations, but there were versions that were written in the past also. Like Periyar Ramayana was there, Valmiki Ramayana was there. So these are the versions.
Why Ramayana interests you so much?
Ma'am, it gives me various learnings, particularly through ethical dilemmas as well as the ethical issues. So that is like a guiding force that one can understand their complexities of life and have a good
But
path.
people take inspiration from Mahabharata regarding ethical concerns.
Ma'am, both the epics are having the ethical dilemmas and ethical issues that they touch for the basic living.
Okay, pick one character from Ramayana who you really admire apart from Lord Ram.
Ma'am, Urmila.
Okay.
Why Urmila?
So the unspoken contribution of Urmila in Ramayana, that was not praised much, but played a significant role in the journey of Lakshman also, as she slept for 14 years to compensate the sleep of Lakshman. So that shows that you don't need to express your contribution every time to contribute something. So that was a great impact.
That's a symbol of women's subjugation.
But that's a symbol of unpaid care work that women have associated with. But it needs to be seen as like the hidden work, that if that is not happening, then the economy cannot work, the society cannot work. So that was a critical aspect.
You said you had evaluated your personality.
Yes.
So what is the evaluation?
Sir, my personality was based upon the compassionate nature and empathetic nature. I love to help every person around me and even to make a change. And with the society I have been brought up, I felt like I want to contribute towards a greater goal of the society. So that was my personality, and even the artistic expression in my personality helped me to have innovative expressions and innovative approach to solve the problems. So that can contribute much to the UPSC. So that was my analysis.
What is the difference between Madhubani and Mandala?
Sir, both paintings have mythological origin, but Madhubani painting and Mandala painting have different stories associated with them. In the Madhubani painting, it is a mural art where the ritualistic drawings have been made on the wall painted of mud fresco. However, it has now transferred to every other field like saris and all. In context of the mandala art, it is a geometric art where the symmetry is more emphasized, showcasing the hard work and perseverance so that you can have a resilience also in your life. And it is a ritualistic art like Buddhism, sand, mandala is there.
What is Monroe Doctrine?
Mandala doctrine.
Monroe.
Monroe Doctrine. Okay, sir. Sir, it has been stated in 1823 by the US president. He stated that the Western Europe countries or the other powers must not interfere into their sphere of influence that is associated with the USA and the adjacent region of the USA territory. So that wanted to have their hegemony in their zone. So that was the...
1823.
Yes, sir.
So it is 200 years from then.
Yes, sir.
What is the change in policy now?
Sir, now the statement is like Monroe Doctrine, which has been associated by the Donald Trump president of USA, and it is based not only upon the sphere of influence, but using the economic and social challenges as a securitization issue for the US to fulfill its own interest and to re-emerge USA for having a superpower in the world again. So that is the major aspect.
Last question. Multi-alignment, strategic autonomy, non-alignment. Compare the three.
Yes, sir. So, multi-alignment means engaging with multiple partners so that there are interlinkages and interdependencies. As amidst the globalization, it has been seen. In terms of strategic autonomy, it deals with having their own say, own independence in deciding the future course of their nations. That is strategic autonomy, just like India is pursuing right now. And the non-alignment is not associating with any kind of power, rather having own hold for the decisions.
Elaborate a little more on strategic autonomy.
Yes, sir. So, strategic autonomy, as India seen has deciding its course over the crude oil purchase from the Russia, despite the USA and Western pressure. So this is one of the demonstration that India is not persuaded by any other interest, but its own national interest, which is very much important for the future course also.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, sir.
Twinkle.
Yes, sir.
Now you have done your BCom, then MCom, and your optional is commerce and accountancy. My question relates to your subject only. In today's multipolar world, everything is being determined by economics.
Yes, sir.
There are tariffs and all what is happening, you are
Yes,
aware. I just want to know, if you are selected as a bureaucrat and working as Commerce Secretary to Government of India, what will be the new trade policy of India in the changing world so that it can benefit India?
Yes, sir. Sir, amidst the global uncertainties and the global changes, the trade policy of India needs to concentrate upon the diversification, both respect to the market as well as the product, which India is now pursuing also. And apart from that, having the manufacturing edge also through vertical integration across the manufacturing sector, so that the dependency cannot halt the India's progress also. So, for example, the EV, so manufacturing the component also in the India are required for having a boost for the global economy, so that the purchasing cost, the cost of competitiveness can improve with respect to their products, and also it will facilitate more trade and export. So
Okay.
these need to be required in the trade policy.
What is your view about the various free trade agreements with countries?
So, sir, the free trade agreement India is holding with many countries. Recently, with UK, we have finalized it, and now we are looking forward for the EU. So, that is based upon the emerging India's prospects, having equal say in the negotiation process, as well as looking upon the opportunities that India can fetch, and also protecting the vulnerable sections that can face competitiveness challenges, for example, the agriculture, which is very much prone with any kind of tariff negotiation. So we are holding our interest by not including the agriculture sector. So that is the aspect.
Okay, very good. Twinkle, I'm giving you one statement. Okay, you have to take it, you have to agree with it or you don't agree with it. You have to give your views. India's fiscal federalism is under threat.
No, sir.
Please explain.
Sir, India's fiscal federalism is based upon India's federalism nature, which is based upon the cooperative federalism. This we have seen through GST Council also, that the negotiation between the center and state on equal parallels is happening, and the decisions are also taken on the mutual consideration. Apart from that, there have been certain policies also that fiscal federalism is not impacted, where fiscal federalism is not impacted. For example, the centrally sponsored schemes, where the central also contribute towards the fulfillment of scheme, whereas state also contribute to that. However, the challenges with respect to the cess and surcharge has remain, which is increasing, but yet we are countering it through reduction of the number of cess and surcharge, and hope that it will get reduced further.
Don't you think that the introduction of GST has compromised the federal structure, fiscal federal structure of India?
Sir, I don't think so, because of the mutual cooperation and coordination is there on the council, and that was not having any kind of authoritarian or centralized imposition. It has been under the negotiation also from the states, and state have accepted the GST council, and it is protecting their interest also. So
there have been many allegations from the opposition ruled states they don't get the funds under GST. What is your take on this?
Sir, there have been two aspects with respect to the GST. If we say the state are not getting the funds, they have been originating the fund, but they are getting the empowerment also through employment generation there. Their manufacturing scale is expanding because of the GST reform itself. They are able to have the more destination of their products rather than concentrated areas also. So that is benefiting all the states equally.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Twinkle, can you recite a poem that starts with your name?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you
So, are you a star or a moon?
Sir, I'm a star.
So, what is the difference between a star and moon?
Sir, the moon is a satellite of Earth, whereas the star have its distinct origin. It is not located near the Earth, but have a profound impact in enlightening the lights during the night of the sky. So, but moon also having a major role in reflecting the bright light. Despite the small light, it is contributing to major changes. So that's why.
So, Twinkle star, can you tell me, if I will remove the star, that is sun, from its place, then after how much time you will be able to know that sun have been removed?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, you told us that you have read Ramayana and you do the different interpretation of the Ramayana. So don't you think that Ramayana is somewhat reflecting patriarchy?
Sir, the Ramayana is reflecting the ethical dimension of the society that prevailed at that time, and it gave us various type of ethical learnings that we are countering right now. However, the society still is patriarchal, but we are moving towards having the equal parallels of women and men in the society.
What will be the time when women will be equal to the men?
Sir, when women is able to make their own decision, when they can have a decision over their choices, when they are able to access the basic resources also, and they are contributing towards society as an agency of change. So that time women and men will be equal.
Then do you think at that time we will be able to change the name of Ramayana and we will call it Sitayan?
So some scholars also say Ramayana as Sitayan, but despite the name Ramayana or Sitayan, the major aspect is of the learning that we must focus upon. So
okay, Twinkle, you said that you want to do something for the people.
Yes.
Can you suggest me, if you are a IAS officer, So what you can do for these people who sleep on the streets of Delhi or who live nearby the polluted river Yamuna?
Sir, the approach is utilizing the already existing various initiatives. For example, the PM Awas Yojana. It states about having the slum redevelopmental projects also, and having the rehabilitation of the people who are living in the slum area or on the street lines. So scaling up the implementation of the project will help me to cater the problem. And if the implementation is fast, the problem will be rescued fast.
So
also.
why we are not able to do such implementations till the date?
Sir, that is because of our technical challenges that we face, particularly with respect to the clearance system. Even the government have stated that we are facing challenges with respect to the clearances, with whether it is of environment related, whether it is of land related, or any other clearances from other ministry. So by streamlining the clearances and having a prospects of utilizing that through digital mode also, I would try that.
Okay, Twinkle. Twinkle, you said that you have read Amish.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the name of the books
Yes, sir.
that he have written on Ramayana?
Yes, sir.
Which one of them?
Sir, I will try to name the books. Sir, the first book is of the king of Ikshvaku, which is Ram. Then the warrior of Mithila, Sita. Then the Ravan, and then the War of Lanka. These 4 books have been published yet now, and it has been seeking that he will publish another book in the series, but not in the recent period.
Okay, my last question to you. Can you tell me what is the biggest binder of the world?
Sorry, sir?
Biggest binder of the world that binds the societies, that binds the countries?
Sir, that is trust.
Anything else?
Sir,
Trust. A lot of
interdependence.
people don't have trust on each other. China don't have trust on India. India don't have trust on China. Same with the US and China. So I don't think so it is trust.
Sir, economy. Economic interest then is the major binding factor, because people are independent, countries are independent with each other.
What do you think about money?
So money is also a binding factor in the world, and it is very much essential for having a basic necessity of your life and having a basic standard of life. And apart from that, it cannot give a full assurance that you will have a greater say, because money is one of the factor, but the trust is the another factor that can have your acceptance.
Do people trust on money? Raden also trust on dollar. Trump also trust on dollar.
But people are not trusting the US president right now. They are taking precautious measures, and they are playing the silent diplomacy even, because they don't want to spoil their relation in the long term, because it's one president.
Thank you, Twinkle.
Thank you, sir.
Twinkle, can you relate Ramayana with any modern law?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Sir, the concept of the reasonable restrictions in the fundamental rights is associated with the Lakshman Rekha that Lakshman drew to protect the Sita's autonomy. That was not restricting the Sita's mobility, but it was a protective measure that having the simpler implication of the fundamental duties also, that you must pursue your duties so that you cannot, you should not harm the rights of other, and you should uphold your duties also.
Any other?
Sir, the rule of law and the justice also, that have been one of the major component that is established, that the justice more important than any other aspect even in society. So that we have inspired also from the Ramayana.
What is the difference between collector and DM?
Sir, the collector is a British term where the role of the collector was majorly have substance over revenue collection. However, the district magistrate, that is DM, which have been towards the justice aspect of the role. So they both have been used in synchronous with each other.
Okay. What is the difference between law and morality?
Sir, the morality is the larger scope where the values, whether it is something is right or wrong, has been decided by the society in terms of mutual considerations. However, the law are the reasonable moral values that needs to be enforced for having a law and order, stable and public order maintained in a society.
Ji. Do you know about pacta sunt servanda?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
With one of the panelists, you were talking about care economy.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's a very important aspect.
Yes, ma'am.
Why not to formalize it? Why can't we have salaries for people who are helping us in care and taking care of everything? So maybe mothers can be given some salary. Do you support it?
Ma'am, I support in two aspects. I'm not saying that it is right to support or right to disagree. It is a voluntary aspect, because if we calculate the mother's work, it will reduce the value of the mother contribution, because she is serving 24 and 7 hours. And apart from that, calculation itself is a very complex task for the unpaid care work. And secondly, that will create a reverse discrimination also, that the women do the work, we pay for them. And apart from that, having a respectful and honored recognition would be a good aspect for the unpaid care work, rather than calculating the work they are doing as a monetized
but we
labor
have
payment.
seen that intangibles are not taken care when real tangible interests are involved.
Yes, ma'am.
So the financial freedom the woman might get with the kind of monetization of their work, wouldn't it be a better proposition?
Ma'am, the financial freedom does not depends upon giving the money. It depends upon the right to use that money. So if a woman gets the money for the work they have done, but they don't have the right to spend it, then it will not create a financial freedom for the women also. So that is...
But supposedly if they have freedom for expenditure, then?
That it will be empowering aspect for the women, because she would be able to spend her money with her own dignity without taking consideration of if and buts. So
Okay. You are from Rajasthan.
Yes, ma'am.
Bikaner.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me 3 things about Bikaner which you think that panel might not be knowing.
Ma'am, the Utsa art, Matharan art, and also the water that Bikaner have. Because it has been reflected that it is in the Thar desert, there would be water crunch. But because of the Indira Gandhi canal, the water facility is there.
In Bikaner.
Yes.
And we have heard a lot about Bikaneri bhujia. What is so special about it?
Ma'am, it's a making process as well as the component that it uses. The ingredient, first of all, the moat dal, that is the moat legume which has been used. It creates a unique taste, and the Thar desert climate add to the crispiness of the bhujia. So that makes the Bikaner bhujia more special.
Okay. My last question to you. If you have to choose between Indira Gandhi and Sarojini Naidu, who would you choose?
Ma'am, I will choose both.
No, if you have to choose one.
Ma'am, Indira Gandhi.
Why?
Ma'am, by not looking the minuscule phase of emergency period, which was a dark phase of Indian democracy, the other aspect made India very bold in its statement also, in its actions also, and in the future prospects also. Whether it is related to the rural development, whether it is related to the nuclear development, nuclear power development, or whether having an action with respect to secure its own nation borders, and liberating the
Very
land.
right. Very right. As a student of commerce, can you tell me what is the lowest GST rate?
5%.
Lowest? There is nothing.
0%. There is 0% nil rate for certain items which are very much essential for other items. Like
And what is the
unpackaged milk and all.
highest?
Highest is at this point 12% is there.
12%.
Yes, ma'am.
12 is the highest?
No, ma'am. For the conspicuous item, it is 40% right now, and for some item 28%.
40% is the highest, you are saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Who decides it?
Ma'am, the GST Council.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Twinkle. Your interview is over.
Thank you, ma'am.
आ जाओ बेटा. Yes, Twinkle, sit. This
Thank
is your
you.
first interview?
Yes, ma'am.
First mock?
No, ma'am, it's 8th.
My goodness. कितने mock दे ले रहे हो भाई तुम लोग? क्या करोगे इतने mocks दे
मैम
के?
इतना टाइम था तो मैं पढ़ नहीं पा रही थी, तो मैंने ऐसे करा था 4 दिन बाद 5 दिन बाद आई वाज शेड्यूल्ड 1 so that I can study again.
अच्छा ठीक है. So, what is your own reading about your interview?
The starting was not good, but then I took the pace.
Yes. So first, you are a very good communicator, a very good candidate. For a girl to be this bold, this good communication, you are already on an advantageous position. Most of your answers were correct. You could take it in the right state. Your facial expressions were also good, but few questions you faltered. Like literacy definition.
Yes, ma'am.
The definition of literacy is just to sign. If a person can write their own name in one language, that is the definition of literacy.
Okay, ma'am.
So, if you don't know, you can don't guess, write out safe. I'm not aware, ma'am, I'm not aware of the exact definition. Don't say wrong. And that too confidently. Then again for GST question. You didn't think through and then answer. Take some time, think through and answer. This is one thing that you have to correct. So factually, if you are not aware, you will not answer. If you're not sure, don't answer. Nobody is going to penalize you if you don't answer. But if you give a wrong answer, you understand? Civil servants cannot give wrong answers. They can stay silent, but they can't give wrong answers. You understand this? Second, you have to listen better. You have to reach to the crux of the question. Like, there was this question asked by sir regarding star and moon. The essence to be captured was that moon doesn't have its own light. It only reflects the light. Whereas star may have its own light. So the idea was that light was the main crux. So you told about it, but you didn't catch why this question was asked.
Yes, ma'am.
Because IFS is your second choice, you must read foreign relations. Again, this question where if sun is removed, when will you be aware that sun is removed? So 8 minutes. Is it right, sir? 8 minutes. And it takes the sun rays to reach earth. So after 8 minutes, you will know it. It was a presence of mind question. Otherwise, all the other areas you were able to justify, you could give good answers. So there are two things you have to work on. A little bit current affairs, foreign relations for your. You don't have to give factual if you are not sure. Second, listen carefully and get to the crux of the question.
Okay. I don't know the 8-minute scenario.
Forget it.
Right.
If you don't know, that's fine.
Because I could not able to remember the speed of light. I have learned it so many
No
times.
problem.
दो मेरा जो प्रश्न था आपसे,
Yes,
कैन
sir.
यू रिलेट रामायण विद एनी मॉडर्न लॉ?
Yes, sir.
चीजें हैं, एक तो जो है उसके अंदर शीश नवाकर करे विनीता, नीति विरुद्ध न मारे दूता. इसका मतलब है फॉरेन जो इम्यूनिटीज होती, फॉरेन जो डिप्लोमेट है उसकी जो इम्यूनिटीज होती है. दूसरा रूल्स ऑफ वॉर. दो चीज यहाँ से आप ले सकती हैं.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, डन ट्विंकल?
Sir, from where this is? In foreign diplomat immunities and rules.
रामचरितमानस.
Sir, I have started right now.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, what more I can improve? Sari?
No. This is the things that you have written.
These are factuals.
These are the things you have to improve. You don't need more mocks. Just sit and study.
Actually, I become serious and nervous while seeing you at the first instance. So at that time, I was not sure also. But in terms of the male member, I have been there with other interviews. They have been dominated by the male members. So there, it was like I have adjusted with the communication pattern that I can have there. But with the female member, I was very shocked at this time. That's why I have scheduled for the mock.
Okay. No problem, but you are doing great. We have high hopes.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, nothing else is required to be improved.
You are very well prepared. Just don't say any wrong answer. Take time to listen to the question and then answer. Think about it. If you don't know, just say I don't know. Otherwise, you are a very good communicator. We have very high hopes. But just don't lose your tempo by giving too many mocks. You will lose your naturality.
Yes, ma'am.
You are already at a good position. Okay? Just
Thank
sit and study these foreign affairs, current relations.
Ma'am, can I go my hairs like this?
You
There is
can
no
go
issue.
like this. No problem. You are going to wear the same sari?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Beach color. Thank you, ma'am.